Hummingbird there.
There's no hummingbird there. All right, go.
Very good, Marty. Wow. You said a lot again. I'm upset right now, and I got to point out, someone wrote the most horrific negative comment I've ever seen in the chat. Unbelievable. Okay, it was a test. No one wrote anything bad, but every one of you rushed to see what that comment is. See how you're attracted to negativity? There is 50 million great comments that bring me up, that inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing in this thing. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to be tricked. And I guarantee even Marty DeGarmo went in there, oh, I'll get this guy. Well, I want to see what he has to say. Do you understand that? This is how negative people work. It's very creative. It's very, very creative by someone getting your attention by saying, hey, man, you ain't going to believe it. There's a guy laying in the street, his arms over there, his legs over there. You want to run and see that kind of stuff. But you miss the beautiful trees. You miss the lady growing that beautiful garden because you're constantly looking for the negative. Don't go looking for negative, even when negative people tell you it's there. Don't look for it. And I just proved myself right. I'm laughing because I know probably 100% of you went through the chat say, oh, I got to see this. I got to see this. I love Wilton. Hello, big brothers. Keep up the good job you guys are doing. And Marty took it off. But great message. That's inspiring. You see, inspiring people inspire each other, and it keeps going. It keeps going. Negative people already have one foot in the grave, and they're trying to grab your arm to pull you in with them because they're lonely at the bottom. All right? There's some people you just can't lift up to the top. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is, and that's good. But let's forget about the negativity since I won that trivia right there that you all looked. Well, Lister, I knew it. I didn't look, CJ. Okay, I believe you. We'll discuss that on the trivia tonight. By the way, great game, ladies. It was actually a lot of fun. We did win, but you guys have still won a lot more than we did, so it's all good. But I still like having fun with it. Let's talk about a passive here. Everyone's texting me. I didn't look. You all look. Don't tell me that. All right. I was thinking of something. I always think usually when I talk to Marty a couple minutes before we go live, and I'm like, well, you just talk and something's going to click in my brain. There's a million things that I would like to talk about. And what came in my mind today, because I was up since 4 o'clock this morning. I slept 3 good, strong hours after trivia, woke wide awake, and I said, I'm just going to get up and start my day. And the first thing I did is I grabbed my phone. I really go check out my back office first thing. And then I usually kick on YouTube or TikTok, see what's going on with the world, because that's really where I get my news. And all I seen when I turned on TikTok was fear. I go to YouTube, I see fear, F-E-A-R, fear. And then I again thought about ONPASSIVE. What is ONPASSIVE really doing for us? It's a good question. And I said, of course, talking to myself, because really I'm the only one that listens to me lately, but that's okay. I'm talking to myself saying, what's my fear? And let me tell you something. My fears used to be, man, if I wake up, I hope I have a job tomorrow. Wow. If I don't have a job, how am I going to make my house payments, my car payments, my boat payments? How am I going to get my kids through school? How am I going to feed my kids? What happens if another big something breaks out and we got to get locked in our homes again? Fear, man. This is what ONPASSIVE, my new thing, is going to take away that fear. And let me throw you some examples. As we come out with our new products, which Mr. Mafara says once we get going here, it's going to be product after product. And we've heard him talk about these products. One of them is O Academy, okay, which is coming. We know we got O Connect, which we're having fun with every day. And then I'm thinking there is a million families out there that have fear of their kids going to school. Marty's talked about it, getting them out of the school system, setting up something. Now, I know personally many of my friends homeschool their kids, right? But can you imagine having the fear of your kids, because you don't know what's going on, school shootings, all the bad stuff always. But you can sit your kid right in the safety and comfort of your own home, turn on Academy, and that child can learn anything they want. There's one fear gone. Fear of losing your job. All right. I've said since I started, make ONPASSIVE your plan B. Even though it's going to turn into your plan everything, make it your plan B. So I would go out and I would talk to people. Listen, I was an auto worker. You just saw what they're going through now. Strikes, part shortages, downsizing every year. It's huge. You just never know. And that's just auto workers I'm talking about, because I come from that world. I don't come from the world of people that maybe make half as what I make, much as I made. And they call me, Chris, man, I just got laid off. Wow. Worst thing I want to hear. This is another fear. Even though I was retired, I want to get people not be afraid of this. Come into ONPASSIVE. Have a plan B, because I'm telling you, rough times are coming for some of these businesses in this world with technology, and we don't really know which way it's going to go. But I do know which way ONPASSIVE will take you. Another fear eliminated. You got a backup plan. All right. Even having a great 401k isn't a backup plan. But ONPASSIVE, I think, is going to create 401ks. It's going to increase. Another fear we have, if I get sick and I don't have insurance because I just lost the job and they took my insurance away. I'm gonna relate back to Marty again. I don't ever want to have to worry or be in fear of not having enough money to pay for things when I need it. Another fear that ONPASSIVE is going to eliminate. Now, people say, well, how can you say that, Chris? Why? I've already witnessed happen in the last 3 weeks of how this company is really going to go. Yeah, we got a little, I don't even want to call it a glitch. We got a little issue that's going to be addressed. But I already seen how this company is going to work and what it's going to do. Something that I had no fear of talking about for 3.5 years. Let ONPASSIVE take your fears away. Let ONPASSIVE in your future, as we get going, watch them. I never, ever once, nor has anyone on this panel or Ashbafar himself said, quit your job, which I get text messages. Chris, I quit my job last week. Man, please don't do that. Now I got a fear. All right. I know what ONPASSIVE is going to do, but it's not going to do it on day one for you. All right. You need your job right now. Don't just quit your job. You got to be smart about it. For some reason, there's a few people I'm not calling. They made their own choice. Don't quit your job. Hang on to it. All right. As ONPASSIVE builds up, it's just like me. I worked and I saved a little bit money each week, a little bit more each week. I built it up so that someday, if something bad happens, I have a cushion. There's another fear. ONPASSIVE is going to be your cushion for all these things. I've already seen it, and it's hard for me to explain to it because maybe you haven't, but I know a lot of people, when things were moving, were getting commissions. And I kept saying, just times that by 100, times that by 1,000, times that by 10,000, because there's no cap. There's no cap. It keeps going. All right. Ashbafara is smiling, even though there's a little stoppage, even though he's working around the clock, even though he hasn't got a haircut. He's smiling because he knows exactly what is coming our way. I love that he said that yesterday. On Wednesday. You wouldn't be able to handle it, the numbers, if you saw them. You'd probably go into shock. And all the years I worked for Ford, I never heard the Ford say, hey, Chris, you're going to be in shock because how much you're going to earn from this company. No. That's just not how businesses work. Ashbafar has taken the average business and turned it around. He turned it around. He cut it open. He reversed it. He sliced it. He sliced all the bad pieces of the cake out of there. There was some rotten pieces of cake in a lot of these businesses. Actually, in the world, which he calls corruption. When Ash Mafara cooked his cake, it was perfect. So when he says, and we normally say over here, get a piece of the pie. He's using cake, which I kind of like. Another different term because we're unique. The pie that Ash Mafara has designed has got all the ingredients to take away your fears. And this is what the rest of the world is seeing right now. These elite people that are coming in. All right, believe it or not, even super elite people have fears. And I have a saying, once you fly first class, you never want to go back to coach. And these are the elite people saying, oh, no, I'm in first class. I'm staying there. This is a passive thing. This is beautiful. I got to get into this. And this is, you don't see it. We don't see this, but you're gonna. Ash Mafara said, I got all these people. I got them over here. Pretty soon I'm going to release the hounds. And where do they got to go? Again, people's fear. I had a guy analyzing, well, I'm only going to get this or that. And I said, well, what did you do? Well, I've never done nothing, but you're getting something, right? Well, yeah, I said, and it doesn't stop. It just keeps growing. Lose the fear. Lose your fear altogether because honestly, ONPASSIVE is going to open up your world, different things, different ways. Matter of fact, one of the reasons I got up early today is one of the things I've always wanted to do when I retired, which I am, is get in my truck or my car and drive around the United States because I've not even seen the entire United States. So put that in your pipe and smoke it for a second that maybe 5 months, 6 months, a year from now, you're going to walk out your front door. You're going to get in your vehicle and say, where do I want to go today? And not have a worry about it. Have no fear about, well, I'm going to go drive to Kentucky and visit my son this weekend. Whew, gas prices, $3-4 a gallon. No fear. That's how you need to think. All right. If you keep thinking negative things are always going to happen. This has been told to us by the greatest people in the world, inventors, business owners, great people, men, women, different colors, different religions, different races, have all said the same thing. Create positivity. Stay away from negative. Yeah, you're going to fall, but use that as a positive. Everyone falls. It's what they say they built their strength on. It's what they said they built their world with. Failing. So the fear of failing is a good thing. Because you know when you do fail, and right now, none of us can fail. None of us can fail. Ash has got all that on his shoulders, and he's not going to let anyone fail. I guarantee you that. But just as you're going into this weekend, try to think about one good thing. Just one good thing that you've wanted to do or you can help. Just one positive thing and watch how it multiplies in your life. I don't care if it's giving a guy $1 that's standing on the street or actually picking someone up that you know is out there. It's getting a little colder now. Bringing them a blanket, maybe taking them to get something nice warm to eat. That's how you start. That's how you start. Explain to them that there's a better way coming, and it's going to help a lot of people. ONPASSIVE will take the fears out of probably 100% of the people, and all they got to do is wait a little bit more and believe in it. All right, because a job at this moment in time in this world, jobs, they're just not secure anymore. You just never know when you wake up what's going to happen if you're going to even have a job. Think about that for a second. Think about for 1 minute what it'd be like if you woke up today. I think I've talked about this a year ago, and you found out that your job shut the doors just like that. And don't tell me it hasn't happened because it's happened many times before. Any business out there that makes millions and billions of dollars can shut their doors in a second. And why would they do that? Because number one, they care about themselves. Most businesses that keep things going are doing it because of their customers and their people and their employees. All right, Ash Mafara, once again, took that fear away from us. All I say is check it out. That's all I told people. I know you like me. You've known me for years. You don't believe me, but just go check it out. That's all. There's no fear in checking something out, especially when it's free. All right? Just remember that. Marty DeGarmo, back to you, brother.